Danny Rose. So there you go.
Am I on? No. I am Paula Gribble, Director of Lifespan Religious Education, and my pronouns are she, her. Challenged by our liberating faith, we discover deeper spiritual meaning, encourage a nurture loving community, cultivate courageous connections, and partner in the work of justice. This is our June Community Sunday, in which we have a number of engaging activities. You're invited to participate, excuse me. You're invited to participate in following our shortened service. We'll describe these activities in a little bit. Welcome to all of you on the live stream or in person. We're pleased to have guests with us in this room and participating virtually. I encourage you to reach out to our Director of Member Relations, Kelly Green, whose picture and email are on the screen. We have large print orders of service, personal hearing assistance devices, and an elevator available. There's also a hearing loop in our alternate worship space, the Bernstein Room, and we have coloring pages and fidgets for all ages in the vestibule if that's useful to you or your children. Just so you know, they're useful to you, you're welcome to them. It doesn't always just have to be the children. This morning, we invite you to consider transitions. In some ways, our lives are always in transition. Moving in and out of changing and liminal space is just a given. But how can we meet these transitions with curiosity and as an opportunity? What positive role can transition play, and how can we greet transitions with enthusiasm and acceptance? Again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you, whether you're here in person or joining via live stream. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, we are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, origins, identities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. It is good to be together. And now I invite you to take a deep breath and settle as our service begins. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing our opening song, Be the Change. The words will be on the screen. Even the slides are transitions, folks. Our chalice lighting this morning is called Thresholds. Thresholds. We cross them every day. From room to room, from outside to inside and back again, from here to there, from anywhere to everywhere, from age to age. Each threshold offers an opportunity for change, for renewal, for transformation, for what we were and what we are and what we can be. In this hour and in this place, we cross a threshold from your day-to-day everydayness into space and time, attuned to the other, to the sacred, to the holy, into an awareness of new life, pregnant with possibilities. How will we be renewed in this moment? How will we be changed by this hour? How will we be transformed through this gathering of beloved community? Come, you longing, thirsty souls. Come, let us worship together. You may be seated. One of the best examples of a transitioner is a butterfly. The caterpillar has to make huge transitions. And just like the caterpillar, once we're aware a change is coming, there's preparation to be done. The caterpillar doesn't sit around and say, "No way, man, no butterfly for me. If I don't move, it won't happen." The caterpillar, just like the very hungry one in the story you might know, is aware of his need for growth and sets about feeding and growing. And when it comes time for the next step, the caterpillar builds its own house in which to transform. And just like the caterpillar, when we need to grow and change, we start by becoming aware. We name our need for change, and then we set about preparing. Maybe it's in books we read on the subject. Maybe it's in sharing our thoughts and feelings with people close to us. Maybe it's surveying the congregation to find out what's important. Or maybe it's simply reaching out when you can help. Or reaching out for help. We feed ourselves so we can grow, and when it's time for our next step, our awareness helps us build a space for us to transform. Author Bryant McGill says, "Real transformation requires real honesty. If you want to move forward, get real with yourself." Our reading this morning comes to us from a colleague of mine, Amanda Poppy, Becoming Ourselves. "Real isn't how you are made," said the skin horse. "It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. It doesn't happen all at once. You become. It takes a long time." Quoted from Marjorie Williams Bianco from The Velveteen Rabbit. Amanda goes on to tell this story. "When I was pregnant with my second child, one of the things I was most curious and anxious about was telling my first child the news of her expected sibling. She was 3 at the time, and I wasn't sure how she would be able to grasp about the major change her life was about to undergo. I was ready to answer any questions she might have, honestly and age-appropriately. I started off by being as literal as possible. "Guess what?" I said. "You're going to have a sibling. There's a baby growing in my tummy." That seemed like a good start, though I was ready to switch over to the anatomically correct uterus if needed. But my older child isn't a scientist, it turns out. She's a philosopher. So she asked the one question I hadn't prepared for. "Oh," she said, "who is it gonna be?" "I don't know," I said. "We're going to have to wait and see." Isn't that always the way? We're still waiting to see who that second child is going to be, although she's been with us for 7 years now and is very much her own person. But she's also changing and growing, becoming someone new all the time, as her older sister is, and as I am, and as you are. Sometimes our becomings are dramatic. We realize the gender we thought we were, or others thought we were, isn't correct after all. Or we discover that the career we had planned or the marriage we'd begun isn't really who we are or is no longer right for who we have become. Sometimes, though, our becoming is gradual, a kind of unfolding and changing and shifting over time. But always, it's lifelong. Which isn't to say we aren't already who we are. We're that too. We are already ourselves the minute we are born, and every minute thereafter. However long our lives end up being, even when they are cut painfully and tragically short, we are our full selves for every second, every month, every year of those lives. And we are also still becoming ourselves, growing and stretching. In the growing time of my life, my soul experienced something like the growing pains I remembered in my legs as a child, the author says. I became a minister, a mother, a middle-aged person. It's usually been uncomfortable and almost always inconvenient. The old me seemed fine, the one I was just yesterday. Why bother with all this shifting? And yet, when I come out the other side, I invariably think, oh yes, this is me. This is the me I was supposed to become. This is who I am. Until next time. Who is it going to be? Who are you going to be today and tomorrow? Who are we all becoming together? So ends the reading. Please join me in a time of contemplation or prayer. I invite you to breathe deeply. Let's do that together. Let's breathe in and out. Be present to the spirit of life which is in us and through us and around us, to those human connections that give us strength when we struggle and celebrate when we are joyful. The gathered community hears and holds both difficulty and ease as we honor the experiences that make each of us who we are today. And now, let us join in honoring the concerns that are shared today and those that remain in our hearts. We light the candle of memory and hope today for the upcoming Juneteenth holiday on Tuesday, commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. We honor today that it is also Father's Day, which is celebratory for many and complicated for others, and we hold both in our loving hearts. We share that the memorial honoring Zeke Ford has been postponed until a later date, still to be determined by the family. We send our care to Gwen Mobius, who is at home recovering from hip surgery. We send our care to Julie Bessie, who is currently also recovering from surgery. May we now take a moment of silence to hold all of these in our hearts. Blessed be. I'm not moving from the pulpit a lot this morning. It's all you get me this morning. That's it. Just like everything else and all of you, our church goes through transitions and needs our support. We are grateful to our members who pledge their generous financial support and make regular contributions to sustain the work of the congregation. And as a note, our offering this month is split between UUCC and We Rock Charlotte. Our offering will now be gratefully received. Today, as I said before, is our Community Sunday, where after this brief service, we will all be invited to join in different activities that are available for connection. In just a few moments, you will be invited to participate in one of these sessions. They are listed on the screen now and will be listed again at the end of the service. This morning's sessions are Bridging the Gap, Generations, with Rita Heath-Singer and Lily Hagan, and that will be in Bernstein. And some of you may remember we tried to do this earlier and postponed, and some people really wanted to go. This is it. This is your chance. We also have Tai Chi with Dee Dee in Freeman Hall. Transitions and Goodbyes is with me, and that's in Priestley. And if you don't know where that is, it's behind the fellowship hall. You go up the ramp and then to the left and almost all the way down. And the last door on the right is Priestley. And then the last one we have is Sparking Conversations, and that's happening right here in the sanctuary. So at this time, we ask you to rise in body and spirit for our closing song, I'm on My Way. It's number 116 in the gray hymnal, and the words are on the screen. Join me in our closing words and a chalice extinguishing, after which you are all invited to go join one of the Community Sunday sessions. And we begin. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire